Welcome back to Camp Little. Today, Joe will be building a perimeter fence to mark the boundaries of the property and provide some protection from monsters.
After a good night's rest, I will get right to work on this very simple project. The fence I'm going to build around this property is going to be relatively basic. I will be making it out of cobblestone to continue the theme of simplicity here at Camp Little.
In order to fit the whole fence build into one show, Joe will be shown at about 8 times speed while he builds. Sometimes even the most simple projects can take a very long time, so it can be important to have patience while creating your vision here in Minecraft. Off to a good start, Joe lays the first section of the fence in the first Minecraft day. At 800% speed, the days can go by rather quickly.
Time to use the sleeping quarters of the lodge. This basic look is really going to tie Camp Little together. The oak fences in combination with the cobblestone keeps the overall theme at Camp Little uniform. Hanging the lanterns on the fence will look great while keeping the monsters away too.
The southeast corner was giving Joe a bit of trouble, but after trying a few different things, he was able to get it to his liking. Rather than fill this area in with dirt, Joe wanted to make some gardens here while maintaining some of the lake inside the fence. Manual farms of wheat, carrots, and potatoes can be very useful to have, and they look real nice too.
I think the spruce doors will make a great looking gate for this fence. Every other door really doesn't look very gate-like.
Joe decided to remove the dirt that was inside the fence rather than make the fence taller. Keeping a uniform look was helping it look good while being simple. He decided not to texture the wall like a lot of Minecrafters would, and just made it simply cobblestone. I think it was a good decision, and looks fantastic. started to rain as Joe rounded the third corner of the fence. This build was going very smoothly, so he continued to work in the rain.
There goes another day. Better get some sleep and get rid of this rain. This looks pretty good for how simple it is.
Joe starts the next day placing lanterns on the fence.
This northeast corner will likely end up as a main gate since this lake connects to the ocean over here. It may be a good idea to build a dock in this location in the future.
Joe continued working as the sun set again at Camp Little. He was very surprised at how long it was taking to build a simple fence. He removed the trees and dirt that was in the way as he progressed the fence further. He was coming up on the fourth corner of the build that was at the southwest. Being the exact opposite from the northeast gate, the southwest corner will also serve as a main gate to the camp. Joe was able to install the gate doors as the sun fell below the horizon.
Wow, another day gone by here at Camp Little. Time sure flies when you're having fun.
And moving at 8 times the normal speed.
I'm pretty happy with the progress so far on the fence. It's not the most spectacular fence that could be made in Minecraft, but it sure is perfect for Camp Little.
The next morning, Joe made sure he had everything he needed to be productive for the build. Cobblestone and oak fences being the primary resources, he also made sure to grab a few other items as well.
Time to get back to work.
Joe took a quick break from the fence to handle some groundskeeping that he felt was necessary. The oak wood around the lodge didn't look right, and it simply made sense to use gravel or cobblestone instead. This will blend the foundations of the builds with the perimeter fence much better. Of course, it took a few tries to get the look that he liked best. Another day came and went, and Joe spent most of the time around the lodge. He got some sleep and continued early the next morning. By the time he had it figured out, it was sort of obvious how he should have done the area around the lodge. Gravel with cobblestone edges looks pretty good from up above. Thanks to Flashback Pod, we can get spectacular aerial shots and really see what's being created. Rounding the southeast corner, Joe is progressing rather well. He still had some figuring out to do in this area. Eventually, he wanted to use the space inside the fence for the manual farms to grow wheat, carrots, and potatoes. Another day gone, Joe pauses his work as the sun goes away and the rain begins to fall. Taking a break from the fence yet again, Joe focuses on the area around the cabin the next morning. After the sun went down on another day, Joe lights up the outside of the fence with more lanterns. He quickly handles a trespasser and continues the work of clearing out around the fence and lighting up the area.
Wow, there goes another day. This fence, although simple, is taking a lot more time than I thought it would. Sure does look great though. I'm gonna just work through the night and see if I can get the rest of the camp looking great too.
As the sun rose, Joe ran around camp placing lanterns where they needed to go and adding ladders to sections of the fence for easy lookout points around the perimeter. Then he started to create the garden area for the manual farms that will grow wheat, carrots, and potatoes. Joe also took the time to fix the small beach that was beside the cabin. course, the day went by very quickly. Joe worked through the night again so that he could plant his crops and take care of a few landscaping details. Minecraft served up a beautiful sunrise at just the right moment.
The fence is getting close to being done. I have a few ideas for this area over here in the water. I think it would be cool to let the water flow through it freely, so I'm going to use iron bars in the structure. This is going to be a very cool little detail to this section of the fence. Here at Camp Little, the fence isn't for major defenses, so I will be able to leave a large section of the south fence open. This will allow for unobstructed views of the surrounding mountains from the cabin. Camp Little is a peaceful camp, and although it is able to defend itself from monsters, it is not going to be built like a fortress.
Camp Little was nearly completed. Joe was very happy with how it was all turning out. The most recent addition of the perimeter fence really helps bring it all together. Joe had plans for more builds here at Camp Little. He still wants to make a smokehouse somewhere between the cows and chickens, and has some ideas for improvements to the lodge. He continued placing the iron bars to complete the wall. Little by little, he was achieving a good look for this section of the fence.
Sometimes I have to stand back and look at what I have for a second before I can see what needs to be done.
Joe's fence was near completion. He decided the iron bars needed to go 1 block above the water, and I agreed that it looks fantastic like that. A few finishing details and the fence will be done. There was one more thing he wanted to do though. He needed to close off a part of the cave on the west side of the fence before he calls this project completed. The next day, Joe focused on a small trouble area of the west fence. He started by removing the trees that were in the area.
I can replant trees if I feel they need to be here.
With the trees gone, he extended the cobblestone down to make a proper entrance to the caves that were below Camp Little.
By adding some doors and a stairwell, this cave entrance can look more official.
These caves are still mostly unexplored in this area of the world, so having doors can improve the security of Camp Little when it comes to monsters.
Mostly I just don't want some random hole in the ground, so making this a proper entrance will really clean up this western part of the fence.
With the doors in place, Joe could focus on the stairwell that will lead down to the entrance.
It looks like I need some more supplies.
He said as he ran off to the cabin storage.
Let's see, get some of those. Need some of that.
It started to rain while Joe was working, but it didn't slow him down. He was nearing the end of this project and very happy with how it is looking. He just needed to take care of a few more details and it would be all done.
I'm going to route the stairs in this direction toward the cabin. I think it would be better to cover the door as well. Keeping this entrance mostly out of sight will be the best look for this area. Another option would have been just to close off this cave entrance, but caves can be so useful in Minecraft, I might as well have easy access to them.
Joe covered the entrance of cobblestone and then placed dirt on top of that. The entrance to the cave was going to be completely hidden. He spent some time working out the way the path would go and figuring out the edge of the pond relative to the new cave entrance.
While I finish up this entrance to the cave, I just wanted to take the time to thank you for tagging along while I build this perimeter fence around Camp Little. It really ties the entire property together, giving it boundaries and protection. There are still more projects to complete here at Camp Little, and I hope you're enjoying the series. The next build is going to be a smoker. With the chicken machine and the cow barn, there is a lot of food that will need to be cooked and stored here. The smokehouse will be a perfect addition to this area, nestled right in between the cows and the chickens. When that is done, I have some upgrades planned for the lodge, and I know you're going to love it. When Camp Little is all done, we can have a party to celebrate its official opening. There can be games and prizes, and lots of food and cake. I can introduce you to some of my family and maybe even give you a sneak peek of the rest of my world. There is still more to build before that, so I have time to figure out all those details.
Joe placed the last few blocks and was done with the fence build. This has been a very productive project, with the overall look of Camp Little greatly improved by giving it a border. With lanterns all around the perimeter, the monsters aren't going to sneak up on Joe as easily. This concludes another episode of Camp Little. Thank you for supporting this channel by watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to us. Tune in next time to see all the builds and adventures Joe is up to. If you would like to support us, just watch this video again and share it with your friends. Commenting on the video helps give it a boost as well. And of course, if you haven't yet, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, goodbye.